All right. So I was playing the extended edition of the song Promise Reprised from Silent Hill 2 because the original version's like 2 minutes long. So I was like, okay, let me find something that's looped just in case. And with that, I'm gonna bring Zombie on here. So yeah, another week of hiatus. That was mainly because of Milton.
Yep.
Good old Milty kind of fucked up everything.
Well, really, I mean, this is something that a surprising amount of folks don't know about hurricanes. Is that hurricanes actually carry quite the tornado risk, and Milton especially had a very strong one. Like that was the primary story of Hurricane Milton, and it was Ian too, I think. Or no, Beryl. It was Beryl that also caused a tornado outbreak. And that was the main story of Milton. I think the strongest one was the EF3. It was quite a large one. And I believe that's also where the most fatalities have come from, is from that tornado outbreak when the outer bands hit Florida. So our thoughts go out to everybody, to the families of the departed. And our hearts also go out to everybody who is like getting just ravaged by the Gulf right now. Florida has been like decimated by Helene and now Milton.
Oh yeah. Like to the point where I was worried about my niece and nephew's safety. I was just like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like the morning of when the hurricane was supposed to, touch down in Florida, I texted my niece. I'm like, hey, if you need to get out there, now's the time.
Yeah.
And she was like, we're a little further south from the storm. I mean, we're gonna get some shit, but it shouldn't be too bad. I'm like, okay. Then I hear that a fucking tornado or a good amount of them popped up in Fort Lauderdale. I'm like, oh great.
Yeah. Again, like I just said, a lot of folks don't realize the tornado risk that comes with hurricanes. Hurricanes carry quite the substantial tornado risk in the outer bands of the hurricane. And there's supercells that develop on the outer bands of the hurricane. And the thing that always blows my mind is supercells are huge.
Mm-hmm.
These are gigantic storms that have anvils that can stretch for miles, and they're teeny tiny compared to the hurricane.
Right. It's like physically your largest tornado is gonna be dwarfed by your smallest hurricane.
Yeah, it's like if you took Milton and just plopped it somewhere in the United States, I bet it would be like the size of Georgia.
Yup.
In fact, probably bigger. No, it might be the size of the entire South.
Hooray! That's great news for.
But that's something that always blows my mind when I see radar imagery of hurricanes, is that you see these supercells, and supercell storms are huge, but they're puny compared to the hurricane. Hurricanes are massive.
Mm-hmm. It's like if you want a tornado with like Godzilla strength, there you go.
Yeah. I mean, the mechanisms of developing a hurricane are different, but I mean, it is a cyclone.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of actual hurricane damage, it was nowhere near as bad as it could have been, which we're grateful for. However, something that I found really curious is that the wave breakers for certain areas of the coastline in Florida are giant boulders.
Mm-hmm.
I hear tell that putting giant boulders where they could flood and be picked up and chucked somewhere is kind of a bad idea.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's exactly what happened. These boulders that are like the size of a car were picked up by the storm surge of Hurricane Milton and just thrown in the storm surge. And there was a gigantic hole in the house, one of the houses behind this wave break.
Can you imagine just, kind of like vibing through the fucking hurricane? Next, fucking boulder comes through your goddamn house.
Right.
Oh my god, you only hear about that shit in movies.
Which again, and also it like reshaped the coastline because so much sand was moved.
So instead of Florida just looking like a flaccid penis, it's a crooked penis now. God damn it. This is why we can't have nice things here. God damn it. Yeah, I mean, I actually got regular cranberry juice because I prefer cran apple. So normal cranberry juice I'm just like with, but I added my Crown Royal Regal apple, so that kind of fixed it.
Ugh. I can't stand cranberry juice. It's even, I swear it's more bitter than Zionists.
Oh, damn, that's saying a lot.
Yeah. Which actually reminds me, I encountered, so there's this person, this professor, who I forget what his specialty is. Something to do with elections. I think he's an election scientist or something. Anyway, he's been termed the Nostradamus of elections because ever since he started predicting them, he's been right 8 out of 9 times. And then the one time that he wasn't right was Al Gore, and that was a very complicated election. Even in 2016, apparently, I actually remember this. In 2016, he predicted Trump's win. Anyway, he has a lot of fascinating stuff to say. I was watching it, I was learning, and he is pro-Israel, and yet he has like a clear head about it, for lack of a better word. He says it's just like the Israel problem that we've been facing cannot be solved militarily. And like Israel is trying to solve it through force, and that is wrong, and it's causing a horrific amount of bloodshed and violence. And I was like, oh, that's something you don't see every day.
Right. And I mean, hey, a clock is right. A wrong clock is right. What, twice a day or something?
Mm-hmm.
So hey, I mean, it's not the answer we'd like, but it's also it's a better solution than what we've been having.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just like it was actually kind of refreshing because he was like, I really feel like he believes in a peaceful resolution, but he says as things currently are, there will not be. And the violence has to stop. And he also basically said, in essence, that yes, Israel is currently committing genocide, and is going on a rampage around. In fact, it's attacked Yemen. Yemen isn't even close. Yeah,
right.
Their missiles have to hop an entire country to hit Yemen.
At this point, they don't give a shit.
No, they don't. I worry about Jordan.
Right, I think Jordan's worried about Jordan.
Yeah. I mean, once Lebanon was attacked. I was like that meme with the woman carrying the guy. I was like, don't you touch Jordan. You can't go to war with everybody surrounding you, okay?
Exactly.
Leave Jordan alone.
Meanwhile, Turkey's like, I bet you want to hit us. Go ahead, try us.
Yeah. Turkey's stance on this issue has been interesting, to say the least.
Right.
However, Israel did attack some of their peacekeeping forces, and they were like, hey, don't do that. This is a warning.
Right. Meanwhile, I've been seeing videos of the Irish peacekeepers in Lebanon, and it's hysterical, their commentary. It's just like, look at these stupid gobshites bombing everything. It's like, yep, that's Ireland for you. But, crap, I had a thought, but it then went away. Oh, yeah, so speaking of the podcast title and the song, I got to watch the rest of the playthrough of the Silent Hill remake, and oh my god, it's great.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple of
little... watch it. I'm just waiting for a playthrough that doesn't have commentary.
Yeah.
Because I used to enjoy that when I was younger, but as I've gotten older, I find it distracting.
I mean,
and so I'm waiting for one that doesn't have any commentary to come out. But I was gonna say, speaking of, you know, it's not the solution we want, but it's a better solution. Biden was finally pushed. So Biden's hand was sort of forced into giving Israel an ultimatum. It wasn't a very strict ultimatum, if you ask me, but we all start somewhere.
Like I said last night when we were talking on a call, it's just like, well, the first step towards recovering is admitting that there's a problem.
And Anthony Blinken was like, I was watching the press conference of Anthony Blinken, and he was talking about Israel like it was a fucking unruly child. It was just like, Israel, we know you can do this. You've done it before. You're capable of it.
I mean, Blinken's a piece of shit. However, he's not wrong.
Yeah.
Goddamn, scolding another country like a child. That's actually hysterical.
That's practically what he said. Like, I want to say almost verbatim.
Israel, use your words, not your weapons.
Exactly.
Oh my god, that's actually too perfect. Use your words, not your weapons.
But yeah, he was finally, because everybody, if you haven't seen the horrific video of that hospital, of the refugee camp in flames, and that guy, I completely forget his name. I know it starts with a SH.
The year-old med student. That's how I've been remembering.
You know, burning alive. Obviously, we're not going to show that video. It's very graphic.
Yeah, I don't need to be yeeted off of YouTube for showing it.
Yeah, if you want to see it, look it up.
Google it, you'll be able to find it. No problem.
Yeah. Anyway, it's like I feel like between that and the UN report on the humanitarian crisis in Gaza has forced Biden's hand to actually like spank Israel. They say that it was actually not supposed to be a public It was not supposed to be public knowledge that this correspondence was sent.
Funny how things, happen.
Yeah. Though my question is, why would you hide that?
Right.
It's just like everybody hates you because of what's happening in Gaza and Lebanon and West Bank. This is like a good PR move, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, again, this was another thing we were talking about last night, and how that video of the hospital burning down reminded me very much of a photo called "The Terrors of War," taken during the Vietnam War. It's a very famous photo, but if you haven't seen it or heard of it, it is a photograph of families fleeing napalm. Like the whole area behind them is engulfed in flames, and there's this family fleeing, and one of them is this young girl who has been completely covered in napalm. Her clothes have burned off, and it's starting to burn into her skin. And like that was a very graphic photo, at least by the standards of then.
Yeah, the standards of the 60s and 70s,
Yeah, by the standards of the 60s and 70s, that was a very graphic photo. And it really like shocked the populace into action, and that pressured the government to actually do something about the crisis, about the cruelty really that was going on there. And I would say that it was one of the factors that led to the end of the Vietnam War, just the outcry from that photo. I think it won photo of the year. And this feels very similar. This has a very similar vibe to me. And it's making, in my opinion, a similar impact. Fortunately, that young girl survived. She's all grown up now. She's been grown up for a while, but unfortunately, the person that we see burning alive in the video did pass away. We saw him passing away.
Gotta love trauma.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate that had to happen to finally get them to do something.
Right. Even though there's been, like hordes and hordes of videos of, just regular people dying, citizens, babies, children being, mangled.
The thing is, like, when folks see that kind of thing, they sort of turn themselves off. Of course they do. It's a very gruesome, violent image.
It is a self-defense mechanism.
It's a self-defense mechanism. You sort of turn off, like, your brain when you see something like that.
I would consider it a type of dissociation.
Yeah, like you dissociate when you see that kind of thing. However, there is something about burning, and I think it's like a very, very primal thing too. That you just can't dissociate from. Because, from the start, from basically when fire was a thing on the planet, it has been it's very dangerous to life. And I think there's something like ingrained in us to really pay attention to fire.
Right. That's why
when it comes to something like burning or fire, we can't dissociate from it. It was the same with that photo of that girl, and it's the same with this.
That's why a self-immolation or, the act of setting oneself on fire is such a powerful form of protest, and obviously extreme, because a lot of times surviving that.
What I mean, the guy who self-immolated himself, the soldier veteran.
Oh yeah,
Um,
Aaron Bushnell.
yeah, he apparently actually survived for a little bit. But yeah,
Yeah,
obviously
I believe he died in the hospital. He didn't die
he
on site,
did. Yeah, but
which
it's
is
just
pretty.
like fire and burning. We can't dissociate from it, and so we're sort of like forced to confront it. And I think that's why um that particular kind of imagery is so impactful.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, hell, fucking Rage Against the Machine used the photo of that Buddhist monk in Vietnam, his self-immolation photo.
Mm-hmm.
And that photo has been a part of human history just in general for decades.
Yeah.
Especially when you're talking about powerful forms of protest and extreme forms of protest, you think of that photo, and also the one, uh, also like the napalm photo that you spoke about. It showed the horrific reality of what was going on in Vietnam at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Now folks are starting to wake up with the horrific shit that's going on in Gaza and the West
Yeah.
Bank.
I mean, something that I have noted, like Israel uses white phosphorus on Lebanon and Gaza. White phosphorus is a banned substance for chemical weaponry in most countries. Because of how gruesome it is.
Yep. Because white phosphorus is not a quick death. That is a long, prolonged,
It's a long death
painful
and it
thing.
can have a wide area of effect. If you have a napalm victim who needs surgery, um, and the napalm is still in their body, when these surgeons are performing the surgery, once that opens, once that white phosphorus in their body is exposed to oxygen, which is how the reaction starts, the whole chain of events sets off, and now it's all over the surgeons. It's burning through the patient.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really dangerous, very gruesome substance. Um, and we are all extremely lucky that we haven't seen the aftermath of Israel's attacks, white phosphorus attacks on Lebanon and Gaza. Um,
Yeah.
but unfortunately, the folks in Lebanon and Gaza have.
Yep, they've seen it. They experienced it. God damn.
But yeah, this is the video is promoting real change now. Even
Mm-hmm.
like I said, even Biden, that combined with the UN report on the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, has like finally made them take some action, some little baby steps.
Zombie, remember, you have to learn to walk before you can run. Oh my god. Actually, that just reminded me of something I saw on fucking Twitter. All right, so we're gonna get back to the Gaza conflict. This actually, weirdly enough, coincides with it. So, last Friday, Terrifier 3 premiered in theaters. Great indie horror series. Love it. Love, clowns and shit like that. And I've not seen Terrifier 3 yet, but from what I've heard, there was a child killed by Art the Clown off screen. Like you hear the scream, ah! And folks are freaking out more about that than they are about the actual children dying in Gaza. Like there have been more folks speaking up about how awful Terrifier is because of it. It's like it's like this is a fictional death that you didn't even see, and y'all are freaking out over that.
Mm-hmm.
Versus the real horrors that are actually going on in front of our eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Which, oh, speaking of Terrifier, did you watch that thing I tagged you in?
I watched a little bit of it. I was just working on Axel's enclosure, so I didn't have a lot of time between that and the thing.
But the guy who plays Art the Clown, David Howard Thornton, does a really good Joker impression, and he's got the mannerisms down on pat. I'm like, damn, we need to hire you and let Mark Hamill figure out his life.
Mark Hamill. Wait, what's the most recent thing he's done?
I don't
Did he
know.
do something, or are we just talking in general?
Just in general, because with him, Zionist, and also the price gouging on his photo op stuff and the autographs. But yeah, watching that fucking clip, I was like, God damn, dude!
Mm-hmm.
It's like completely unhinged. I love it. But that was funny though. Our conversation on fucking Facebook, because I reposted a video of David Howard Thornton in the clown get up visiting a spirit Halloween, and just fucking around.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm over here because I'm one of the few folks actually loves clowns. I've never had a bad interaction with one. I honestly love them. My toxic trait is that I would go up to Art the Clown, want a hug. Next thing I know, I get stabbed, and I'm not mad about it. But also, Zombie has had an interesting interaction with a professional clown. Like,
I've actually,
legit.
you know what? I haven't had any negative experiences with clowns either. There was one at one of my birthday parties. I remember that. He was making balloons for us. He made me a horse.
Aw.
But yeah, no, we were just at a bar hanging out with our dog Lucas. It was late at night, and just out of nowhere we see a guy in like everything from the neck down was normal clothing.
Huh?
But he still had yet to take off the clown get up on his head. And he was just was walking to the bar to get a drink, and he sees a dog, and he's like, "Oh, can I pet your dog?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." He comes up, pets the dog. Of course, he asks, "What breed is your dog?" And I was just like, "So are you a professional clown?" And he said, "Yep, I've been clowning around for 50 years."
I would have loved to meet someone like that. That would have been awesome. Be like, dude.
Yeah. I mean, my stepmom was like, "Wow, that's very venerable."
Right. God, that story reminds me, and Zombie knows this story. But apparently, when I was like, I want to say under 2 years old, I wasn't like a baby, but I wasn't like quite a toddler either.
Mm-hmm.
And we were at some sort of theme park, and it was apparently me, my mom, I think my dad, but both my brothers were there. One of my brothers, Jay, he is definitely afraid of clowns. He downright hates them. And so while we were at this theme park or whatever, a clown comes up, the little horn and all that shit. And apparently it just starts playing with me and tickling me, and I'm having a good old time as a baby. Like, I'm just laughing, giggling. Apparently my brother Jay, at I think he was maybe 12 or 13 at the time, was willing to square up and try to fight this fucking clown. Because he was messing with me. but the clown was just making me laugh. Like, I was, it was just so funny, apparently, because he was willing to fight this clown just because he was messing with me. It's like two different types of people. It's like me who loves clowns, and then you have my brother who fucking hates them.
Yeah. I mean, again, I haven't had any negative experiences with clowns. I mean, I've been into horror houses. And they'll have the scary clown. But just like in the wider world, I haven't had a negative experience with one.
Meanwhile,
Kamala Harris did a interview on Fox.
oh, interesting.
I guess she's. I will say she's not. She's ballsier than other Democratic nominees. I mean,
Right.
obviously she dances around the Israel issue, which much to my chagrin.
Oh God. I was just thinking back to the point where I found out that this same brother who's terrified of clowns is also terrified of ventriloquist dummies. And so fun story. This was 2004, I think. Yeah, 2004, because we went and saw The Grudge in theaters, the American remake. And there's a preview for the film Dead Silence, which was by the same guys who made Saw. And Dead Silence, for those who don't know, is about ventriloquist dummies. And the first main ventriloquist dummy that pops on screen, my fucking brother is curled up in his seat, like freaking out. I'm like, bro, dude, what the hell? And he's like, I fucking hate those dolls. I'm like, I can see that. But it was funny because he's actually gifted me some dolls, and one of them is a clown doll, funny enough. And it's funny because every time he actually sees my dolls, he's like, they're cool, but they're fucking creepy. It's funny because the one doll that creeps him out the most is the one he got me. It's funny because I named it after him too, because this how messed up my family is. We took my brother's trauma and gave him a nickname because of it, because we all call him Bobo. Yep.
Bathroom. Be right back.
All right. Yep, good old Bobo the clown doll, which I have 3 clown dolls. There's Bobo, Bubs, and Vinny. I actually want to get another clown doll. I've been looking on Etsy at a seller who makes them by hand, and they're gorgeous. They're really cute. They're excuse me, they're a little bit pricey, like between $30 to like $50, but the quality looks really good though. But also, I already have 35 damn dolls. I don't know where the hell I'd be able to put another one. Oh, shit. Actually, I just remembered I have a topic list that I wrote down, but I don't know where the hell I put it. Ah. Oy. What in the world is... Oh, I was about to say, what in the world is playing on my TV? Oh, my nose. Da-da. Trying to find some music to play on my TV. Because I do need some background noise. Can't wait till I'm able to get a new PC so I can actually maybe have background music playing on stream. Ugh.
Okay, I'm back.
Woohoo! Oh, my nose. It itches. Ugh.
What?
Yeah, I talked briefly that I essentially just realized I have 3 clown dolls. Which I actually have a funny story about how I obtained the first one, which is my doll Bubs, who is apparently handmade, and he was handmade in the 50s. And it was funny because I was in my local antique shop, and I know the owner, Bill, really nice guy. I picked up this clown doll, and I put him on my hip like a toddler, and I walked around the rest of the fucking antique shop with this doll on my hip. And Bill notices this, and he starts laughing, and he's like, "Oh, did you find yourself a son?" I'm like, "Yes, I did." Like, this is my child. I handed him the doll, and he's like, "Ooh, he's nice and warm too." Like, what the fuck, Bill? But it was just funny. It's like instinctively, I'm like, "All right, you're my child now. You're coming home with me." Which now that's a running joke, at least between Bill and myself, is that no matter what, if I go into his shop, I go home with a child.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's why I have like 35. Well, most of that's my aunt's fault, because she's admitted that she goes to estate sales and personally looks for dolls.
She's projecting her kleptomaniac tendencies on you.
Right. I mean, honestly, we joke around, but I'm pretty sure she takes my uncle's credit card and just goes crazy. I mean, I've seen her in action at the fucking gift shop at Cracker Barrel. It's like, I know what she's capable of when she has money.
Checked on the cocoa core that I'm soaking. It's ballooned in size.
Good old fashioned, bricks of substrate.
This one isn't a brick, it's a fucking boulder. Like, I was thinking maybe I could chip off some, soak that and use it in Axel's enclosure. Nope. It is hard as a rock, and so I'm having to soak the entire thing.
Are you sure it's not the fucking boulder from fucking Florida that flew through the house?
Oh my god.
Like, I have the boulder. Oh my god.
That reminds me of a conversation I had about Plymouth Rock.
Oh, speaking of boulders.
Well, it is not quite a boulder. It isn't. It's just like like she's from Massachusetts. So are her siblings, obviously. And they were talking about how it's the most underwhelming tourist destination ever. And I was like, well, you can't fault them for accuracy. It is a rock. That is indeed in Plymouth. What were you expecting? It didn't say the Plymouth Pebble or the Plymouth Boulder. It is the Plymouth Rock.
The Plymouth Boulder, I love it. Or Plymouth Pebble. Oh my god. Oh, an update on the fucking house that exploded in my county. No humans were hurt, but unfortunately there's 2 cats that died.
Oh,
Yeah, so two kitty cats lost their lives. But they're still investigating what the fuck happened.
yeah. I mean, like my bet is on a gas leak. Like,
yeah, for it to explode that suddenly, yeah, that's my guess too.
yeah. Though that does bring me to I just want to put a PSA out there. Slight tangent, but PSA.
Mm-hmm.
If someone is experiencing a an emergency where they are a harm to themselves or others, do not call 911. Instead, call your local fire department.
Mm-hmm.
They know how to handle these kind of things without killing somebody, unlike the police.
Which, fun fact, Zombie actually got to talk to my brother, who is a retired firefighter.
Yeah.
Got like an insider's look of how a firefighter would react.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the thing is, like, if the firefighters genuinely feel like this is a medical emergency or they need backup, they can call the others, but call your local fire department first. Because you're putting that person's life at risk otherwise. Because police don't know how to handle these kinds of situations. In fact, they don't even know how to handle a suicide risk.
Yeah, because there is a thing, and obviously everybody knows that this is a thing, suicide by cop. Because someone could potentially see that as an opportunity to end their life. And they're like, okay, I'm going to rush this cop now. Next thing you know, boom, boom, they got their wish.
Well, no, I'm not even talking about that. I've had the cops called on me before for a wellness check.
Mm-hmm.
And first of all, I have like a horrific fear. I have like a really bad fear of the police. My mom burned that into my brain even before I like found out, like started recognizing the police violence and everything. So whoever this was risking my life.
Because thankfully you got a very understanding officer.
Well, I had my dad out there with me.
Yeah. Your dad could advocate for you, which was good.
Yeah. But still, it's like the kind of questions they were asking and everything. Like, they clearly didn't know what they were doing.
Right.
I was just like, y'all aren't mental health professionals, are you? I can tell.
And also, my brother has said this to me before, that in general, first responders have no training whatsoever when it comes to mental health issues or mental health crises. Mm-hmm. They literally have to figure it out on their own, and sometimes it ends up okay, and other times it ends up horrible.
Yeah. But yeah, because I had a conversation with another autistic person about, like, if somebody is a danger to themselves or others, call your local fire department. Do not call 911. The fire department, they like have a better handle on these kind of situations than cops ever will.
I mean, for the most part, the first thing a firefighter will say to you if you're conscious is like, "Hey, how you feeling? Oh, you don't look so good," or something like that.
Yeah,
it's the situation is diffused a little bit.
Yeah, they and if they feel like an ambulance needs to be called, they'll call them.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like,
go ahead. Oh. For the most part, at least, unfortunately, the calls I've been a part of and the calls that I've seen, a standard issue for any 911 call is at least one police officer. And if it's, like, let's say a medical emergency, like, let's say I break my leg, then it's going to be the cop, the fire department, and an ambulance. Mm-hmm. Because they're going to assess to see if I need to go to the hospital. If they feel like I need to go, then they're going to transport me. Unless I literally physically say no.
I need to redesign my meltdown protocol sheets.
Mm-hmm.
Because I need to put new contacts on that list. And I also do feel like I want to put the local fire department.
Oh, definitely. I recommend it. The closest station to your house, figure out their station number, because each station has their own private number. Mm-hmm. So get whichever station's closest to you and get their number, because, like, when both my brothers were in the fire department, whichever stations they were at, I'd always have those numbers. So if I needed to get a hold of them and I couldn't get a hold of them on their cell phone, I'd
Yeah.
call station 3. It's like, hey, can I talk to so and so? Be like, yeah, sure. But yeah, that I would say that's a good idea. And hey, my brother even approved it when you talked about it to him. Where are my Doritos? Because I have Doritos. Ugh.
Ugh. But yeah, I just wanted to put that PSA out there because I think it's important. I think it could save lives.
Oh, most definitely. And it's funny because you've been mentioning to me how you've learned so much about first responders just after pretty much knowing me.
Yeah. And also there's that guy on YouTube who I think is a riot.
Oh yeah, I know you're talking about. He has his own brand of coffee, which I have downstairs.
Yeah, I've seen it at the stores and I've contemplated getting it. Like I have a goal to get coffee from my favorite content creators on YouTube.
Mm.
At least the ones that sell coffee. Good Mythical Morning doesn't. They need to get on that train so I can buy it.
Right, you can drink it out of your Good Mythical Morning coffee mug.
I could. I'd love to do that.
You're like, but no, Rhett and Link, you have to be weird and not make coffee.
Mm-hmm. I do love coffee though.
I still have that Cambodian coffee downstairs. It's so good. It's very smooth. It's like the acidity that you get in regular coffee. It's not there with Cambodian coffee. It's just very smooth.
Is it dark roast?
I would consider what I have, what from Bonnie gave me. I would consider a medium roast.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, I've only ever drunk in dark roast.
I mean, I used to. And then I watched I believe it was on Epicurious where they had a coffee expert. It's literally his career revolves around coffee. Guess the price points of different coffees. And he went in depth about how dark roast is always inferior coffee that has been roasted to the point that you can't tell its quality. Whereas light roast is where you get the character of the coffee.
Right.
And so I started drinking light roast and I haven't gone back. The thing I don't understand is why so many dark roast drinkers jack off to their love of dark roast.
Lovely image, but yes.
Just like, no, I like coffee flavored coffee. And fun fact, guys, light roast actually has way more caffeine than dark roast.
Oh gosh, if you really want to, get that hyper spike, you drink a light roast.
Oh no, you drink white coffee if you want that. White coffee is like the lightest. That's why it's called white coffee. And they tell you, do not drink like your normal amount of coffee with this coffee because it will kill you. And I always drank, like a tall cup of white coffee if I was like having to go somewhere early in the morning because it is easier on your stomach than roast coffee. It gets a lot gentler on your stomach, but just be careful. Much higher caffeine content.
Right. I still need to get a bag of decaf because anytime we talk about coffee at night, I want to make some, and I'm
Same, but I also would need to get another French press, so I can have one separate for my caffeinated coffee and my non-caffeinated coffee.
Right. I love my little French press. I made some fire department coffee in that earlier. It was so good.
I finally figured out how to fill my Skull ice tray.
Ooh.
And my plan is to make Skull coffee ice cubes.
Oh, that'd be pretty metal. Then you could put them in your cups of hot coffee to help cool it down without watering it down.
I know, and that's exactly why I want to do it, because I'm impatient.
I'm not going to wait a couple of minutes for this to cool down. Fuck it.
Yeah, but I also get very nauseous if I drink something that's too hot. But I hate watering down my coffee, and so I was just like, I want coffee ice cubes that I can use to cool down my coffee without watering down my coffee.
Speaking of, coffee and unhingedness, my fucking coworkers are starting to figure out how unhinged I am. They're like, oh no. Especially my boss, when she found out that I have hissers, she's like, oh my goodness, are you okay? I'm like, I'm okay, I promise.
Meanwhile, internally you're shaking your head, no, I'm not. I mean, my psychiatrist doesn't really know how to react to my medicine commentary.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was talking about our joke about, when I was about to run out of lamotrigine, and I told her, it's like, we just thinking that I just drink my own blood and I'll be good, recycle it.
Yep.
And she was like, oh.
Jokes we make to each other that could get us committed. That's how bad they are.
And apparently, she loves that I refer to my medicine as my artificial sanity.
I mean, you're not wrong when you say that.
I'm not. If you can't have your own sanity, store-bought is fine.
It's your supplemental sanity, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's your sanity affirming care.
Yes, it is my sanity affirming care. I'm sanity deficient, and so I need to supplement it with more sanity.
I still love how one of your pills literally looks like a shield.
Yeah, the ones I have right now are circles, but yeah, sometimes they look like widow shields.
Little Captain America shields.
I don't know why. I thought it was, to make fentanyl harder to hide among prescription medications. But no, sometimes I have round pills and sometimes I have the wee shield pills. And so it's just like, I still don't know. I do prefer taking the round ones.
Right.
Fentanyl and trank, two drugs where they have made it outside of the medical. They are used fentanyl, despite all the horror stories around it and everything, is actually a medical drug. They use it for anesthesia.
They've used it in hospitals. It's just that.
Yeah, they use it pretty regularly in hospitals. It's used for anesthesia, if I recall.
Exactly. Yeah, it's to help keep you under.
Mm-hmm. And trank is actually, it's not in use in hospitals, but it's actually a veterinary anesthesia for animals like elephants and horses. So it's like folks are literally shooting up something that can literally take down an elephant.
Yep.
Ill-advised, might I say.
Yep. Don't be prank kids.
Yeah. Meth is actually another one that is in the medical field. It actually started out in the medical field. I forget what it's used for. I think it might be like, I mean, it's a very, very controlled substance, for obvious reasons. But if my memory, which is pretty shitty, but if my memory is correct, it's used for psychosis. Or is it seizures? Either schizophrenia or seizures. One of those two. Now I have to look it up.
I'm trying to think because I know I have a close friend with epilepsy, and I'm like, what meds did she take?
There we go. Meth.
No, not methadone.
Yeah, methamphetamine. Extremely potent. Yeah. What's it fucking used for? Science Direct. Known. Oh. National Institutes of Health, I'm sure. Meth, blah, 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 blah. It is sometimes a second-line treatment for ADHD.
Oh, are you talk about Ritalin or
Methamphetamine. Meth.
Oh God. When you say ADHD, I'm thinking like Ritalin and Adderall. Like the fuck?
No. Methamphetamine is one of the powerful stimulants of the central nervous system. It is sometimes used as a second-line treatment for ADHD and obesity for some reason.
Well, guess what, zombie? The treatment for your ADD is meth.
It's to do meth. Oh my God.
I mean, you said it yourself. Your body's pretty resistant to some shit.
Seriously. First discovered after 2 decades. Blah 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 blah. Beep-a-doo-doo-doo. Prescribing this medication is limited due to its neurotoxic potential and risk of recreational use. I hear that's the case. Today, there are safer medication choices. Yes, there are, but what is the way it is used in the medical relatively use of meth, higher doses, chronic long-term use, administration, can be ingested orally. Adverse side effects goes for 2 pages.
God damn.
Science Direct. Central nervous system stimulant. However, blah 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 blah. Yes, okay, I know what it is. What is it used for? In hospitals.
Medical research for zombie.
Mm-hmm. High addictive potential. Yes, I know. You guys aren't answering my fucking question. Yeah. Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Oh, what is it?
Adderall is like taking speed for non-ADHDs. Speed is meth.
There we go. So Adderall literally is meth in pill form.
It might be, but I'm just saying it's like that makes sense then why methamphetamines were used, maybe still used as a ADHD. Oh, here it is. Despite the risks associated with it, structural variants of meth and other amphetamines, Adderall, have been approved by the FDA to treat disorders including ADHD, narcolepsy, and obesity. It's currently widely consumed recreationally. But okay. So I was thinking of the reason I thought it was maybe an anti-seizure drug is because I think I was thinking of narcolepsy, but I was also thinking of epilepsy. I got it confused with epilepsy. I didn't know it was used for ADHD. That's weird. Surprise to me. So obviously, guys, it should go without saying, don't do meth. Even if you have ADHD, just don't risk it.
Take your medication, don't do meth.
Yep. Take your medications as per your prescriber. Tucker? Rest in peace, Tucker.
Uh-oh. Not Tucker Bunsen.
Oh, I was thinking Tucker Carlson.
Oh. I was thinking for dog videos on YouTube, and you were thinking of Tucker.
Apparently it was another dog that was euthanized, yes, of old age.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought they were talking about Tucker Carlson. I got a little excited for it a little bit.
Yep.
Speaking of.
Oh, I saw it. That's so cute.
Yes.
The little bank robbers.
I don't know if stimulants were. I've tried Ritalin, and it did not go well for me. It didn't like it just made me extremely depressed. Is it in the same family as a diazepam?
Huh.
Ritalin, a benzodiazepine. Yeah, it's a benzo. Interesting because the diazepam does not have that effect on me.
Mm-hmm.
I only take it if I absolutely need to. Because again, another very addictive substance. So far I've done pretty good. Ever since I got it, I've only had to take it like 3 times. And I think I got it like a few months ago now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily enjoy it. It gives me what I call the Valium woozies.
Yeah.
Which I'm not a fan of. I mean, I'm not like my dad who like doesn't like to take certain medications because he doesn't like to feel controlled. I just don't like to feel like I might harm myself by falling over.
Right.
Be right back. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Gotcha. Oh, my nose is itchy.
Oh, and then I gotta feed my cat.
Oh. Ah, dropped the Dorito. And these spicy Doritos are great. Spicy nacho.
Marsha finds hustle is a late trend. From fashion to started to beauty, so you don't have to. That is the deal. We get the deals. You get the goods. Honestly.
Yes, I'll feed you.
Oh no, Joey.
Move. Move. Move.
I take care of your teeth. You
Nico. Okay, I'm back.
Good old Joey sounding the alarm.
Mm-hmm. At least for a little bit, because I'm starting to get hungry and I'm thinking of making myself a probably another A, B, and J sandwich. Ooh, obsidian.
Right, I saw that. I was like, oh my god. I mean, who doesn't love the rock algorithm on fucking TikTok, Twitter?
Mm-hmm.
And we meet literal rock.
I still want a sample of one sample of crude oil.
Right.
Will you be moving to blue sky?
Huh?
Blue sky.
Hold on. Wow, my hearing went really wonky there for a second. Whew, alright. Auditory hallucinations.
I thought that you had to. I am a human. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna sign up with Blue Sky. I'm gonna tell you guys my experience. I thought you had to like be invited, but apparently not.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that is an incredibly racist photo or racist piece of art.
Oh, fun. I wonder how long with old Terrifier ends up on Blu-ray, because I actually do want to get that. And I want to get the other films too. I've seen the other films, I just don't own them on physical media.
I'm gonna send you this political art, and I'm gonna ask you if it's racist or not.
Okay. I'll give a second opinion. I would say yes. The caricature of it, caricature of that person, is definitely racist. They could have drawn her any other way, but
Oh, that explains it.
Hmm?
This person is a Trumpy.
Oh, fun. That's a good fucking time. Of course they draw something like that. Ooh, it's a nice 49 degrees out. And I have my window cracked open.
Hmm. Okay. Yep. Just like this guy makes very racist caricatures of Kamala Harris and also is anti-Semitic. Par for the course.
Fun, fun.
Mm-hmm.
Very special. I'm always very busy preparing, wrapping presents for the kids and preparing food. About an hour before this photo was taken, I had a terrible visual horror.
Oh god, I read this thing called Autumn House Cleansing Steam, and I read it as Autism House Cleaning Steam.
But this time, my husband was there and he said, "How are you? Are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm fine. What do you mean?"
Yeah, I don't like this person.
Do you remember? And I had completely forgotten that I had a migraine tomorrow. My symptoms had vanished.
Yeah, that's the one of the first things I see on here. Great start. What's this?
Right.
They were going to have for the rest of their lives. Really special. I take railway with me everywhere I go. It's always with me. And it is great to be able to take it easy. Yeah. Swallow it. As soon as I
My first like. Yay.
Woohoo.
Excuse me.
Also woohoo.
handbag, in my coat pocket. I have probably within reach wherever I go.
Oh, that person is great. I mean, I hate the art style of Dragon Ball Z, but that's a really good. Well, he does really good like styles of.
Relby is a prescription medicine used to treat migraine attacks in adults. It's not for migraine prevention. Do not take with strong CYP3A4 inhibitors or if allergic to Relby.
Yeah, I literally my first post, first time on here, and I see horribly racist political art. Great start.
You're like, I have a great impression of this site.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's very cute. I like that person. I will follow that person.
Oh, that's cute. It's a Halloween cake roll recipe on Twitter. I
Is there
like.
a way I can change the aesthetic appearance? Yes, I can make it black. Like my soul. Whoa.
Cracking down on illegal hiring. By barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens, we will try to do more to speed the deportation of illegal aliens who are arrested.
I mean, it's actually very close to what old Twitter was like so far.
Mm-hmm.
By former Congresswoman Barbara Jordan. We are a nation of immigrants. It is wrong and ultimately self-defeating for a nation of immigrants to invent the kind of youth I am wrong I have seen here, and we must do more to stop. Only choice for safe borders and a safer America. And Donald Trump.
Word that I cannot seem to spell right. There were several of those, but now that you've asked me that question, I have completely lost all memory of them.
Oh no.
Do you have that happen to you where somebody asks you, like, what's your preference or something, or what do you struggle with? Suddenly, like, anything regarding that question just ceases to exist in your mind?
Right, like you have like a horrific brain fart. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's happened.
I hate it. With you. Follow. Oh, I can go to my... Oh my god, itchy.
Oh no, you caught my itch. Oh god, we both have itchies.
Do. Let's see, description of myself. Can I do hashtags? OHD. Do hashtags exist here?
Yep.
Everybody gets to go. Yep, they exist here.
Ouch. Ah, come here, iPhone, you son of a bitch.
And I was about to say autistic sufferer. I mean, my autism does cause me some suffering, I will admit. Oh my god, is that corn? I love corn.
Yep, coming undone.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that reminds me of somebody in my books.
Yep, I know who you're talking about too.
Yep.
Yep, definitely goes with his aesthetic and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like with certain songs from like System of a Down as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good old late 90s, early 2000s grunge rock.
Express outside the beltway. Rerouting.
Inspiring auteur.
Hmm.
That fucking Twilight fan fiction just.
Blah, 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 blah.
We killed her and wrapped her and eaten the blood.
Right, it's so ridiculous.
Uh-huh. That's just like auteur's notes. This is Twilight fanfictive. It is be based on series.
Mm-hmm.
Also the pregnant. Can you the get pregante?
got those fucking old ass YouTube memes.
Right. Yo, rathergood.com and I can have has cheeseburger like the OG TikToks and GIFs.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Cat. I'm a kitty cat. And a meow 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 and a meow meow meow. And that's a throwback. Also, that one video that you shared with Bonnie, that you tagged Bonnie in. I hear Irish Shakira.
Yep. The cranberries.
Mm-hmm.
It's old Irish band. Got like a cramp on my leg.
Oh no, Charlie horse. Emergency.
More so of like trying to fall asleep cramp. So I'm trying to.
I've actually, knock on wood, I've actually never had a Charlie horse.
Yeah, don't ever fucking get them. I don't recommend them.
And a YouTuber, Mama Dr. Jones, she's a gynecologist. Talked about how getting an IUD, what happens is your uterus just clamps down around the IUD, and so it's essentially a Charlie horse in your uterus.
Oh God. Ugh.
For like 30 minutes to an hour.
Mm-mm.
You're like, nope.
Hell no. To the no, no, no. The poor cervix.
Mm-hmm. Blue sky. If you hop on over there. Oof. Excuse me. Follow. My tag is is something I've already forgotten.
Yep. Oh, fuck yeah, while I'm thinking about it. You need to start watching.
Everybody keeps telling me to watch Agatha Harkness. I just haven't been in the mood. Here's the thing. I have to be in a very specific mood to actually enjoy a show. Otherwise, I will hate it.
I mean, it does give off a lot of WandaVision vibes.
Yeah. I mean, everybody keeps, and I believe them. I keep saying it's just like, I have to be in a certain mood or I like just can't enjoy it. I get extremely annoyed.
But it is definitely worth the watch. I wonder if Ash has started watching it yet.
Huh?
I need to.
Oh.
I need to ask them.
Mm-hmm.
Because by now everybody has seen the series up to this point. Everybody's seen Catherine Hahn literally buck ass nude, butt cheeks a jiggling. It's just like, damn, this is supposed to be a Disney show. We got back nudity, okay?
I'm still like figuring everything out. Sorry we're being so quiet, everybody.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like scrolling on Twitter to see if anything of note could be mentioned. A lot of funny Terrifier gifs though.
Yeah, I posted my handle on there if you.
Oh, I know it's video of a little baby vulture.
Yeah.
It looks like little pillow fluff. I fucking love the vulture hop. It's so cute though. They're like bong boing boing boing.
Did you see my tweet about Blue Sky?
I have not. I will look right now. Oh, I see. Yeah.
I mean, it's true.
yeah,
Uh-huh. It's like I feel at home already.
it's like, oh, it's just like living in America. Fuck.
Just like, oh, I moved from Twitter to Twitter.
Mhm.
I do like all the kitties being on my timeline.
Right.
This is like the most diverse timeline I've ever had.
And now she's serving over to Jones in a blazing vest. She tossed it up the ground. Quick first draft.
What an angle.
The United Australia.
Oh God.
Yes. Jones is putting comments in the document using Grammarly to make sure they go straight down the line.
There's a bunch of adorable kitties.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, that baby snow leopard dog. Oh, what happened?
Oh, I think you'd appreciate this.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna remove that racist ass.
Right. You don't need that ish in the fucking timeline.
Yeah.
But
You're right.
that sounds great. The fucking ghost is not having any of that shit. I love it. I love morbid humor.
Do, 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 do. Okay, I actually think you might need to join this site because there's so many. I'm noticing so many comics that you can relate with.
Oh no.
Yup.
Uh-oh, what?
I mean, I'm trying to bait this, but still. I mean, at least we're not doing that thing that Trump did, where he just like played music and wobbled around on stage.
Right, God, what he would call dancing. Ugh.
That was, and he was playing Ave Maria
Mhm.
to cheer everybody up.
Mhm. God. Oh, the little snow leopard baby cub.
I know.
No, baby animals in general. Oh my god. Oh. Human babies, no. Animal babies, yes.
Yeah, human babies. Oof.
Would not recommend that great ape as a pet.
I need to go to the bathroom again.
Uh oh.
Yeah, that was pleasant. Everything everywhere all at once.
Heck.
All right. Ugh. But the Coco core is in the bathroom, and it's cooled down to skin temperature point, and it's in a trash bag. And I'm just like, ugh. Joey.
Uh oh. Joey!
I bumped one person I followed up to 69 followers.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I just create one. No. I'm gonna have to go through everybody I'm following and see if they have a Blue Sky account. Generally, some of them have Anyway, yeah, the fucking like stunt he did, like, let's just listen to music.
Right.
Unprecedented, certainly. Congratulations.
That's still funny. I went from Twitter to Twitter.
Yep, that's what it feels like. It's like the first thing I saw was a horrifically racist thing. Horrifically racist political thing.
There's a racist caricature drawing, especially.
Yeah. It was a racist caricature. That was drawn by apparently a raging anti-Semite.
Best of both worlds.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it reminds me of that KKK Grand Wizard who wanted to endorse Jill Stein because he supported Palestine.
Well, you have to respect that. And you know Pittman will stand up to extremists. He won't let them cut Social Security and Medicare. And he'll take on drug companies that are profiting at our expense. All right. The Army vet's got my vote.
KFC's original recipe template, made of the secret blend of spices, which perfect compares with our zesty new cutback sauce. Just $5. 3 tenders, fries, and cutback sauce. Let the feast begin.
Does Potato have a blue sky?
Damn.
What?
The thing you just retweeted.
Am I really gonna have to go through every single person I'm following? I'm following 171 folks. No, hindi husbando. We are goats.
Yes, I'm a... I don't know that.
Oh wow, I didn't know that this person was Lakota and Lebanese.
I was just thinking about the fucking sunset photo you posted on Facebook, and me posting the fucking Lion King meme on there.
Right. I did take the photo.
That's a pretty photo, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and my original one was my ex. So
you're like, let me just fully embrace the American Southwest now.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to end early?
Yeah, I guess so. I can't really find any other topics to talk about. So, thank you everyone who has come by.
Uh-huh. Thank you all very much.
Have a good night.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
everybody.